So, hello and welcome back. It's been a while. Part of the reason for that is, well, when I was doing the entire way video, I had to drop out on the first day because I was ill, and I stayed ill for about 2 months. Blood tests were done, nothing was ever really established, but kind of got better, as these things do. So, yeah, that was well into winter by the time I was kind of feeling strong. So I don't do much over winter normally, so here we are, it's spring and I'm back. So got a few things planned for the next little while. We're going to go up Cruachan next month or in a few weeks. There's a lot to say about Cruachan actually. Sort of recent history. What I would have said a couple of months ago was a relic of the Cold War and the threat of nuclear exchange. Doesn't feel like so much of a relic right now. But yeah, some stuff about Cruachan there, and some not ancient history, but medieval history as well. Battle of the Passabrander, which I've mentioned before. But you can see the Passabrander really well from Cruachan, so we'll do a wee bit about that as well. So that'll be in a few weeks. Also, West Highland Way again in May. Might not video that because I've done it twice. I'm not sure what I can bring that's new, but we'll see. And also the Kintyre Way, I need to finish that. And that'll also lead on to another summer-led video, and there's a couple more summer-led ones to be done as well, if and when I can get to the relevant place. So that's all coming up. There will be some other stuff as well that I've doubtless forgotten about, and possibly a wee bit of foreign stuff as well. So that'll be coming up in this year. But this video, what are we doing here? Well, I'm currently sitting on Battleship Hill, which is near Oban. Best explanation I can get for the name is that it used to be used as a naval signalling station when there was warships in the bay. Alright, I'm not sure you're going to be able to see that in the haze over there, but you can see the kind of twin peaks of Cruachan. Well, obviously one of them's Cruachan, the other one's name I forget. That'll all be covered when we do that. Just have a wee look around here, and moving around over Dunbeg, and in the back there, Benderloch. You can see some lovely long stretches of beach over there, if that floats your boat. Around over here, down onto Ganavan, this lovely little stretch of beach near Oban. Looking around, we've got Lismore in the foreground and Morven in the background. Morven's part of the mainland. When I did the first summer-led video, that was over in Morven. Round a bit further here, we've got Mull in the background, and Maiden Island is that one little island that you can see in the sort of middle ground there. Right, the ruins of Dunolly Castle and Dunolly House down there. That's the home of the Clan MacDougall, which I've talked about quite a lot, but we'll talk about more because they are very central to this part of the world. Dunolly's worth a look if you're in the area. And then over to Kerrera, you can just see the Kerrera boatyard over there. Again, I've got a video on Kerrera. It's a nice day walk. And then round to Oban itself, in the bay there. And then back around towards Cruachan. So a good 360 view from Battleship Hill. But we're not here for Battleship Hill. Just seemed like a nice scenic place to start the video. What we're here for is this rather unprepossessing hill here. Because that, ladies and gentlemen, that is a local example of temperate rainforest. Now, you probably don't really think of rainforest when you think of Scotland. You might think of rain, you might think of forest, but you don't think of the two together. But temperate rainforest is actually proportionally rarer than tropical rainforest. There's not much of it left. Battleship Hill, where I'm standing at the moment, used to be forested until the First World War, when Scotland lost a lot of its tree cover to fuel the war effort. But down there, Dunolly Woods, we're going to go down there, we're going to have a wee look around, and I'll show you what makes it a wee bit special. So this is Denali Woods, and the question might be, what's different here from so many other areas of woodland in Scotland and in the UK in general? And it comes down to rainfall mostly. The rainfall in this part of the world is about 1700 millimetres annually. Now that doesn't mean very much to most people, so by way of comparison, the rainfall in Edinburgh is about 700. So 1700, 700, almost 2.5 times as much rain falls here as would fall in Edinburgh. So it's a wet place, right? And what that leads to, as well as the comparatively low levels of pollution, is an area of forest that's just startlingly fecund. Fecund is a very good word, one that you don't hear very often. But everything is alive. You can see, looking around, the moss just covering this tree. There are so many different species of mosses, lichens, fungi, all sorts of things. What we don't have a lot of at the moment is actual tree foliage because it's the end of March. So we don't have a lot of tree leaves. They're just starting to come through in some of the trees at the moment. What we've mostly got here is some hazel, some birch, and a wee bit of oak, and actually the odd bit of pine as well. But what makes up temperate rainforest in Scotland is usually hazel and oak. We've got that here, but what you can see what you'll see as you look around here is the huge amount of different species of lichens, mosses. Basically anything that falls here is covered in moss before very much time has passed. Now, you may be forgiven for thinking that moss and lichen isn't the most interesting thing in the world, and for the most part you'd be right, but it does have a lot of uses. Back to the First World War, it's quite difficult to make field dressings when you've got thousands and thousands of people getting wounded on a daily basis. So what they actually did was they took a lot of mosses from Scotland predominantly, and they shipped them over to France and Flanders to use as field dressings. Apparently moss is very absorbent and very sterile. So there we are. But when this place is actually in full bloom, which it's not because it's late March, you end up with a riot of green and a whole variety of insect life. There's species of butterfly that exist here that don't exist anywhere else. You know, in terms of wildlife, you get deer and you get the various other things, badgers, pine martens, that sort of thing that you would expect to find in this part of Scotland. And also a lot of red squirrels. Most people in the UK never seen a red squirrel, they've just seen the grey ones. And of course we're not going to see one today because that would be just too fortuitous. But yeah, there's a ton of the wee buggers around here and they are quite cute. So, well, that's Denali Woods, temperate rainforest. There's not very much of it left, and there are efforts to protect it. This land is owned by the McDougall family, but it's actually cared for by the Woodlands Trust, as it is recognised as one of the few areas of temperate rainforest left, and there's quite a lot done to try and preserve it as much as possible. So, if you're in the area, if you're around Oban, it's a very short walk to Denali, and a short walk up to Denali Woods itself. Wee bit of other local history and stuff. There's a ton of it abounding here about Denali. I've never actually done a video about Denali Castle. I might do that at some point. But yeah, just behind the camera here, there's actually a series of cliffs with caves at the bottom of them. And along those cliffs have been found Nordic runes. So we know that there were some Viking graffiti artists in this neck of the woods. So there's a lot of history, and there's a lot of specialised plant and wildlife as well, and as I say, lots of cute red squirrels. So if you're in this neck of the woods, have a look around Denali Woods. It's a very short walk from town. It's actually very, very close to Oban itself, 10 minutes away by foot. So thanks for joining me on this little walk. First video in a while. It's probably not the most interesting one in the world, but I wanted to let people know that I haven't gone away. I've got a lot of stuff planned, a lot of hiking, a bit of history, some general trivia about Scotland and its surrounds, as well as probably a wee bit of talking about, and this is what you might consider to be off topic, but a wee bit of talking about the mental health implications of the last couple of years, just in people in general. Stuff I know a wee bit about because of my work, but it's of interest to me, and I think it's going to become of interest to everybody else as well. So in any case, if you like this kind of thing, bit of walking, bit of history, give me a like and subscribe. Because I haven't done anything for a while, we've hit 300 subscribers about 3 times now. People subscribe on the basis of the old videos, and other people think he's quit. I've not quit, I was ill and then it was winter, so I'm back. So please hit the subscribe button. Let's get a few numbers up there, make me feel happy, and I'll try and make you feel happy. Sounds like a deal. Cheers, bye.